Hello everyone, here we are going to do a comparison between two fans from the late 1950s or early 1960s. I think this one's newer, which is a late 1950s, early 1960s Limit 16-inch desk fan. And it will be compared to a late 1950s Thermair 16-inch desk fan. We will be judging them based on four categories. The first category is design. How usable and serviceable is the fan, and parts like oil ports and how easy it is to take apart contribute to it, and also just the design of the fan in general. The second category is build quality. How well is the fan made? Is each part well made? Is it poorly made? The third category is airflow. This one's self-explanatory. How much air does it move? The higher the score, the better the airflow. Fourth category is noise level. How much noise does it make? Now for this one, the higher the score, the quieter the fan is. So if a fan gets a low score, it's loud in that category. Category number one, the design category. Blade pitch counts to this category because it's the manufacturer who designed the blade pitch. And if you compare the blade pitch, the Limit one absolutely sucks, whereas the Thermair's pitch is actually good. How easy is it to service the fan? The Thermair is way easier to service than the Limit. To oil the Thermair, you just remove these two screws and the oil wicks are right there for you. Neither of these two have oil ports, but this one doesn't need it because remove the two screws and oil wicks are right there ready for oiling. This fan is one of the newer ones, so you need to take the motor apart to get to the oil wicks, annoyingly. For the design category, the Thermair is the better designed fan. Both are annoying to remove the grown blades off though, but the Limit is easier. The base design of the Limit is much better than a Thermair, and it can work on many different surfaces better than a Thermair. Next up is build quality. Weight also contributes to this category, because if a fan's heavy, it's most likely got either like a tanky electrical mechanism inside it that's heavy, or the materials used in it are tough. This fan weighs 6.6 kilograms. This is rounded up to the nearest 100 grams. This fan weighs 7.3 kilograms, rounded to the nearest 100 grams. So in overall weight, the Limit is heavier. But for build quality, the Thermair has the better blade quality. Now, I did some build quality tests off camera, and the Thermair scored better by just a little bit. Only just, it was pretty much almost a tie. Next category, airflow. And to do this, we need to start both fans up. So, we're going to start both fans on to speed 1 or high. We can also judge noise level in this category as well. For noise level, the Thermair is ever so slightly louder on high. But for airflow, let's give it a test. The limit 16-inch moves more air on high. Now let's go down to medium. For noise level, the limit 16-inch is louder on medium, but for airflow, let's test it. The limit 16-inch moves more air on medium by a long shot. Here's speed 3 or low. Both fans are starting to really quieten down. And for noise level, the limit 16-inch makes more noise on low. But for airflow, let's test it. Yeah, there's pretty much no defining it. The limit 16-inch moves more air by a long shot again. Now it's time to do a spin down test. This does not contribute to any category, I'm just doing this for fun. In terms of airflow, the limit 16-inch wins by a long shot. And in terms of noise level, go to the Thermair for being the quieter one. But the question is, which fan's actually better in general? Well, by the categories, the Thermair scores the best. But it depends on what you want. If you want a lot of airflow and don't care about the noise level, then the limit is a much better choice than the Thermair. It moves significantly more air. But if you're not a fan of noise level and just want something more quieter, then the Thermair is a better choice. Except if you want to use them on high, then the limit is much quieter on high. But overall, the Thermair does score the best in this category. We're comparing England manufacturing fans to Holland manufacturing fans, and both of them are well-made fans. I'll take both of them any day over anything newer than them, really. They're both well-made, and they're definitely worth using in the summer. I have run them both for over 3 hours straight at one point to make sure they can actually run for a little bit without any suspicious smells, and both of them didn't have much trouble running for that long. The limit runs significantly hotter than the Thermair, but limits are designed to run very hot. Thermairs I don't think are, or they're Indola fans, not Thermair. Thermair's just a brand. Indola is the manufacturer of these. Anyways, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and see ya!